Welcome to the September issue of Professional Profiles. This is Samantha Sunderworth from Maggie Z Photography. Now, as a wedding photographer, I know how important a good hair and makeup artist is because they really help to make your photos look flawless. Team Beauty is one of the best in the business, and my interview today is with Joanne Kaminsky about how she helps to give you a radiant and fresh look that will last all day on your wedding. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I am here with Joanne Kaminsky from Team Beauty. And as everyone knows, the hair and makeup team, they just make the photographer's life so much easier, especially if they do a good job with making the skin look great. You know, it really just cuts down on our post-processing. So we love Team Beauty because they're so good at it. Joanne, first of all, can you give us a little history on Team Beauty and how you got started?
Sure. Back in 2006, I went to school to be an esthetician. I'm a registered nurse, but decided to go back to school for skin and took a makeup course during that time. Fell in love with it. Had no idea that I had a knack for it, so I started taking some before and after pictures. And one thing led to another. Word got out, and brides started asking me if I would do their wedding.
Nice. So you've always worked with brides. Like, what do you love about working with brides?
Majority of our team does weddings, and we are just honored. I mean, we are truly honored to be a part of a bride's day.
It's a huge day. Yeah.
Hopefully it's their only wedding, and you made a huge part of it. And with hair and makeup, it's the whole finished product that when it all comes together and the bride puts her dress on and her hair is done and her makeup's done.
That's stunning.
It's perfect.
Oh, I
it's
know.
Perfect.
And for those who don't know, Team Beauty is actually a full service team of hairstylists, makeup artists, estheticians, you name it, you guys probably do it. What goes into the decision process of bringing someone onto your team?
I am very tough.
Yeah.
I am going to say that. I am very tough on who joins the team because we have an excellent reputation.
You do.
And I will not risk that. This industry is tough.
Oh, it is.
And people, makeup artists, they won't show. I won't have that.
And that's unbelievable.
We've actually gotten calls a week in advance of a wedding where a bride is just panicked because her makeup artist is bailing on her.
Oh.
So when it comes to staffing Team Beauty, it's strictly by referral. I never put an ad out, so to speak. It's always, I start with the team first. Listen, ladies, we're busy. Who would you recommend? You know how I am. Who would fit? Who's classy? Who shows up on time? They just have to meet the criteria of very professional, always on time. We never make our brides late.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so important.
Yeah, that's true, and it's really important. I love you guys because you always have your brides ready for pictures on time.
Yeah, on time.
And they get there on time, so that's awesome. So let's talk makeup because that's your specialty. Now, a bride has to go through hours of moving and dancing and being in this heat. What do you do to ensure the makeup looks good all day? And what are some things that brides can do themselves after you leave to make sure they keep a fresh look?
I strongly suggest airbrush.
Okay.
Airbrush versus traditional. Airbrush literally stays on until you take it off, and it has a matte finish. So some brides who have oilier skin typically won't get shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have really oily skin, I still recommend airbrush, and then all they have to do is like blotting papers. They really don't have to add any powder, any makeup to their face. They're done.
Mm-hmm.
We prefer that they actually don't touch it.
Okay.
Because the airbrush, you don't want to streak
That's
airbrush
true.
by rubbing on your own powder. So airbrush is flawless. Photographers love it.
Yeah.
It photographs beautiful.
Yep.
And when it's done right, it is perfect. And I say done right because the industry has a bad rep with airbrush because there's girls out there doing it who don't really know how to do it.
Mm.
And we'll get them in here and they'll say, oh, I don't know, so-and-so did my makeup and it was really cakey. And it was airbrush? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, then it wasn't done right.
So just too much of the makeup being put on. Okay.
Airbrush goes on with a very fine mist. And you can do coat after coat to get coverage, but it's still, when you do it, you don't even feel like you're wearing makeup. So that's the beauty of
Okay.
it. Very light.
Okay. Now let's talk hair and makeup. Sometimes brides try to cut costs on the wedding and they want to do their own hair and makeup. What are a few reasons why they should hire a professional like you guys?
Again, the products, because you are going to be getting your picture taken
All day.
thousands of times
Yeah.
in one day. And here in South Florida, a lot of people want to do pictures outside.
Mm-hmm.
And unless they know a great makeup that will stay on and they don't have to retouch, again, airbrush is by far the number one product in the industry.
No, you're right.
For pictures. And for hair, it's very difficult to do an updo on yourself.
Yeah, I've tried it and it doesn't work well.
No, it's very difficult. And we recommend updos. Not everybody feels comfortable in updos, but here we always ask them, are you planning on doing pictures outside by the water? And a lot of times they are. And there's always a breeze. There's always a breeze at the ocean. And so we recommend updos so that the hair isn't flying in their face. And, once it's up, it's up. It isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
For the entire night, it doesn't go anywhere.
That's true. And it's just cooler, like on the neck and everything. That was actually another question I was going to ask you. Hair up or down, like what are pros and cons to both? So
Like I said,
there's
the
no
hair
pros to hair down?
Nope, not really. I mean, it looks beautiful and it's a more romantic. You have to kind of take on the respect of the dress. If the dress is very romantic and lacy and the bride herself is a romantic, then she's probably going to want her hair down. She's going to want that loose curl, half up, half down, and we get that a lot too.
Yeah.
So we will always pin set the curls when we get there and let them cool in that position for as long as we can.
Okay.
Because then, the longer you let it sit and cool, the better chance you have of the curls staying and lasting.
There. Okay. Now, when they put the veil on, sometimes I see girls and their veils are falling off, on their way to the ceremony. Like, they're not even at the reception yet. Like, what do you do to make sure it stays put?
Hopefully, when we have it put in, the girls know what they're doing if it's done by a professional. We always have somebody come, when we're putting the veil in, we'll get the maid of honor or the mom or the sister and say, okay, come here. Let me show you where I'm putting this. Let me show you how this goes in. And how to take it out, because you don't want to rip the veil out and then pull out little hairs and they're flying all over the place. So somebody gets brought in to be the one in charge of the veil and how it went in, how to get it out.
That's a good idea. Okay, so now we're in September, so unofficially heading into fall. What are some trends you're seeing both in hair and makeup for bridal looks for the winter, for next year? Oh, did you?
And I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the trends are yet. But brides are very much natural still.
Very natural.
Very natural. You don't see a lot of brides who want like a smoky eye or a red lip. The dresses are becoming more sleek.
They are, yeah.
Yep. Are you seeing that too? Simple elegance.
Very romantic looking.
Yep. And I am seeing a lot of hair down.
Hair down, yeah.
Unfortunately.
In this Florida humidity.
In the magazines, the hair's down.
Now, when I photograph people, I always tell them what you see in the mirror is not necessarily what will show up on camera, and they want the natural look. Like, what do you do to make sure it looks natural, but it still shows up in pictures?
We recommend trials. They're not required with us, but we do recommend them. And a lot of times we'll get a bride come in here, and she doesn't wear makeup. Period.
Okay.
So my philosophy is, I put the mirror on her lap. We get started, and every step I show her, what do you think about that? How do you like the coverage? How do you like the color? And together we create it. Now, when it gets to the very end, I pop a picture.
Okay.
This is supernatural. This is what you like, and then I'll take a picture.
And this is what it'll look like.
This is what it's going to look like, and they're like, oh,
wow.
I see what you mean. Like, you can't even tell you're wearing eyeshadow.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I see that. And I like to do makeup first. If we're doing a hair and makeup trial, I like to do makeup first, because then they're sitting in the mirror for an hour staring at themselves. So then I come back in and check in, and they're like, I got used to my makeup. I really like it.
Yeah. So
they just have to get used to it, but you definitely need more for pictures.
Right. Yeah. Now let's go back to the hairstyling. When she's getting ready to have her hair done on the wedding day, what are some things you tell her to always do before you get there so that the hair is ready for styling?
It's best if you leave the hair one day dirty,
Okay.
and the more product in it, the better.
So it sticks.
Yep. If you come with a smooth, clean head of hair, the bobby pins don't hold as well, the curls don't hold as well. So we always ask that they come one day dirty.
Perfect. Yeah, I think I've heard that many times. Yeah, that's really smart. So it holds all the styling.
Yeah.
Stays put all day. Now, last month I interviewed Baccio, and they're really involved in Little Smiles, and so are you. And it makes the quality of life better for children battling horrible diseases. How did you get started with that charity, and what are some fun things you do for that organization?
The Little Smiles touched me in more ways than one because my history is a pediatric nurse.
Oh, okay.
I did pediatric nursing for
Wow.
14 years.
Wow.
And heard of the Little Smiles before Baccio asked us to do makeup. This was 5 years ago probably when they first asked if we would be interested. So immediately I was like, of course. And my heart goes out to those kids and what they're going through, and we do anything for them. So we're an honor to be part of them as well. And I'm also a volunteer with the Little Smiles. Well, I'll get emails and they'll ask if I'll take part, like something in Wellington this weekend, or so just to try to help.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Now, I hope that after hearing this, all of our brides will make an appointment to discuss their wedding with you. How can they get a hold of you if they want to do that?
There is a website. It's teambeauti.com. They can go online and see our pictures and our services and our prices, and there's a contact page. And Facebook, Team Beauty has a Facebook page. We have Instagram.
Okay.
And what else? Instagram. There's one other one. Well, I blog
Twitter.
too. And
Yeah.
Twitter. Yep,
Yeah.
and Twitter. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the website, and of course our phone number.
Okay, and then just to be sure, that's Team Beauty with an I on the end.
It is.
Yeah.
Team Beauty with an I. Yep.
So teambeauty.com.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whenever I do a wedding, it's usually you guys. I hear about you guys all the time in this industry, so I really hope that all of our brides, call you because you guys really do such an awesome job on the hair and makeup. It looks great in photos. And thanks so much for sitting down with me this morning.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, well, have a great day, and thanks for listening.